When you figure your shit out, when you clean up your nervous system and get rid of all your trauma from your past, when you finally understand that you will never be good enough, you will never be perfect enough for someone to love you. And as you step into this, as you start to figure out your own trauma, your own garbage, your if-then healing fantasy of, if I'm perfect, then my mom will like me, then the world will be great. If I clean the house right, then my husband won't be angry, then the world will be okay. When we get rid of that fantasy, what happens is that the if-then of happiness and of suffering disappears completely. There's just happiness or suffering. There's no outside factor that then relates to how you feel internally. And so you stop trying to fix the world around you to make you comfortable. You stop spinning those plates, making sure that everything is perfect so that you can be happy. We begin to take responsibility or dominion over our own happiness and calm and healing, because no one outside of us is involved in that healing, in that us being okay feeling. The world can be the world, and we can still be on our path to feeling better in each and every moment. And before I learned this, when my kids would ask me questions or be upset or be frustrated or stressed, and they would bring their stress over to me, they would bring their sadness or their crying or whatever it is over to me and hand it off to me, I was already here. I was already done. I was already exhausted from spinning the plates and people pleasing and doing all of these things, trying to fix the world around me so that I could then feel better. And so when they would bring me those things, I was already done. And they didn't have a chance. I had no more room for them. But when you fix your if-then, your healing fantasy, when you fix your nervous system and your trauma, and you realize that it's just you, and you stop placing your happiness or your stress on the outside world, when they then bring you their stress, you start to realize that their stress or you fixing them is not your job. You are just there to hold them, to help them, to do the things to get them through that. It's not your fault. Because when we believe that the world around us is our responsibility to fix, and that if the world is falling apart, it's because of us. The problem is that when our children bring us something, all we can hear is you did this, you need to fix this, you're a horrible parent. And we just can't hear it because we're already here for the day. We're already up to here for the day. So when you start to fix this, when you start to undo this, you can be a more loving parent who is there to hold your children instead of fix your children or quiet your children or make them small. The world around you stops being your responsibility, and you get to instead hold hands with the world. You get to hold hands with your children and your partner and your parents, because you're not carrying them around. You're just kind of holding that space for them. You're coaching them instead of all of it being your responsibility, and then you short circuit because you just can't take it anymore. The best book I've found for this is Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. It is without a doubt the best, most important book I've ever read in my entire life. And I hope you get a copy, and no, this isn't an ad, and no, I'm not making any money off of it. I just think that it's the most important book that I have ever read in my 50 years. And I hope you take the time to read it because it's life-changing. I hope this helps.